Good evening. All the quality that's needed to win the Premiership on show in Match of the Day tonight. 3 cracking games and a sackful of candidates for Goal of the Month. The league leaders, Newcastle, have been invincible at St James's Park, winning all 9 home games. Could they make it 10 out of 10 against Nottingham Forest? That's our main game. Tottenham had the chance to go second in the league if they could beat the bottom club, Bolton. Action from that match too. There were 29 goals in the Premiership today. We'll see them all. And in seasonal mood, a Match of the Day idea for a stocking filler.
Well, for me, this is just terrible defending. And there's Dennis Law on the ball. He was never a very fast player, but the defenders come diving in 1-2 there. Gives it to Kidd. Nobody covers him at all. A simple ball inside to Charlton, and that's a very easy tap-in for him.
More of that later. Gary and Trevor are tonight's wise men. Well, the Premiership can't be settled at Christmas, but 4 games in 11 days will have a big impact on who does win the title in May. 3 times in the past 4 seasons, the Championship has been won by the club leading the table on Christmas Day. This year, it'll be Newcastle. They're already 7 points clear. Could they extend that lead today against Nottingham Forest? Our commentator is Barry Davis.
Another capacity crowd at St James's Park for what is the last home game of the year. Plenty of festive spirit to add to the usual spirit one finds here. And the Toon Army confident that their team will make it 10 wins out of 10. But one Geordie will be fervently hoping to prevent it. Nottingham Forest Steve Stone, a candidate shortly for player of the first half of the season. Robert Lee, Newcastle's Londoner, is another. And in spite of flu bugs, he's fit to take his place in a side which, to quote Kevin Keegan, showed a burning desire to be champions in last week's win over Everton, a win they achieved in spite of being down to 10 men for 2/3 of the contest. Philippe Albert, on as a substitute then, now keeps his place instead of John Beresford, who's down on the substitutes bench. Nottingham Forest only defeated once, but 10 draws in 17 Premiership matches, including the last 5. Their one change from Monday night's draw at Main Road sees the return of Des Little. But David Phillips keeps his place. It's Scott Gemmell who moves down to the bench. Frank Clark back on a ground he knows so well, although it's changed a lot since his day. Still the president of the Newcastle supporters, in spite of being the manager of Nottingham Forest. A home victory would bring a 10-point advantage over Manchester United, but Nottingham Forest have proved themselves, except on one occasion, the most difficult side to beat in the land. First victory for Steve Chettle over Les Ferdinand. But Williams loses out to Lee. First run for Gillespie. And Ferdinand! The second aerial contest was no contest at all because he wasn't really picked up well. But he couldn't direct the header wide of Mark Crossley. Stone. And in comes Lee. It's side netting. Some Forest supporters thought it was in. Some Newcastle supporters feared it was in. Good cross and a good angled run. Got the better of his man, but wide. Man in charge, David Ellery from Harrow. Beardsley. Ferdinand! Well played, Crossley. Did very well then, Mark Crossley. It was somewhat bereft of numbers at the back, Forrest, and the pace of Ferdinand brought into play, but the claim was superb. Clark, Beardsley, Ginola. Lovely turn. And the playoff, and the shot. That is a beautiful goal. It's Robert Lee again. But a goal contrived in France and executed by the Englishman. Wonderful play. The way he played the ball off then, the three players were still looking at him as Lee thundered it into the net. Look at this, they're all looking at him, and then suddenly, whoops, it's there. Bart Williams wrong-footed. Lee scores, Newcastle lead. Number 7 for number 7, Robert Lee. Chettle. Jason Lee. Well, it was a wonderful finish to some superb play by Ginola. Look at Crossley's movement, watching now. Where does his eye go? Well, he didn't see it, I don't think, until it was past his despairing right hand. Bart Williams. Clark. Contest with Stone. All the party pieces are there this afternoon. Little. Campbell. Stone. Bart Williams. Newcastle all back by 1. Wone. Back from Campbell. Good carrying by Wone, and a good goal. Well, we've had 2 fine goals in the contest. Really carried the ball beautifully then, Ian Wone, and finished in style. Got a good return from Campbell. But the challenge came in just too late from Howie, and past the left hand of Cernicek coming forward. Won it well there, in spite of the pressure of Lee. Carried it well, all on his left, which of course is his favoured one. And just as he was challenged, goalkeeper being beaten across his face. Ferdinand, Gillespie, Barton makes the forward run, needs to be given, hasn't been, could still be. They got a corner out of it, they might have got more if it had been played in. "20 minutes of a good match have passed us by. Goal apiece. Beardsley! And it was Lothar Matthäus, the German captain, who first did that. Volley from the corner. Struck it well, but couldn't keep it down. Bart Williams just got a foot in. Clark, very aware. Good ball in from Ferdinand. Ginola! Beautifully struck. And Frenchman who will play here in the European Championship if he's selected. Surely would get the crowd on the French team side. Hit it well. Cooper. Line of 4 up for Nottingham Forest. That's a very good ball to Phillips. Campbell's in the middle. But neither he nor Cernicek made contact. Barton. Played it earlier this time. Ginola on the right. Yes! Well, they all backed away, seemed to be Mark Crossley's comment. It's a bounce in front of the goalkeeper. But Ginola has been threatening to do this virtually since the game started. They all left him. Look how they back away. They give him the space, and then when they close it down, it's too late. Goalkeeper just couldn't kill the bounce, and there was a swerve on the ball. Look at that break at the end. 2-1 Newcastle. Little. Phillips right side. Campbell in what used to be called the inside left position. Phillips was hanging back a bit. Kept it in. And they get the corner. Covered by Howie. Campbell alone in the 6-yard area. Headed out by Ferdinand. Back by Bart Williams. This is Jason Lee. Presumably trying to set up Stuart Pearce, but now there's a hole down this left of the Forest defence. Good ball, Lee Clark. Gillespie. Ginola. Good save. It was labelled. Crossley going right. Not a good parry. Does little. Trace for Lee again. Stone. Stone again. Strange clearance by Cernicek. Just thumped it with his right fist. Gillespie. Ferdinand is sprinting forward. Beardsley rather more sedately, but in the right place at the right time. There's the hole open up again. Oh, and nearly. Piece of cheek by Peter Beardsley. Still looking for his 100th in the league for Newcastle. No doubt, commentators say, saw the goalkeeper off his line. On this occasion, it was dead right. Campbell. Time that Mr. Ellery is allowing for the odd stoppage. Too much of that. And we've had 3 goals in the half, and Newcastle have a 2-1 advantage. Robert Lee with a cracking drive. The equaliser, a lovely run with the ball by Ian Wone, and David Ginola scoring with a shot that curled right at the end. That's the one that gives Newcastle the half-time advantage. Well, the 98th meeting between these two sides starts at second half, 2-1 to Newcastle, who've chalked up 44 wins to Forest's 28. All competitions. No changes in either side. Robert Lee, who started the goal scoring, starts Newcastle off in attack in the second half. Gillespie. Good strong challenge by Pearce. Withstood the first challenge well. Gillespie. In truth, he actually half lost control of the ball. Here's Beardsley. Chance here for the shot. And for a moment it looked as though Crossley was a little surprised to have to get down. Phillips. Little. Albert's clearance again. Phillips. Little. Stone. Worked his position well then to get the right side so that he could get in across. Won't to take. Chettle on the near post. Campbell just ahead of him. Cooper in the centre. Pearce coming in right from the far side. Out to Stone. Jason Lee off the crossbar and away. Jason Lee certainly very unlucky. Clark. Beardsley. Now you see it, now you don't. He's got away, plenty of support up. Oh, and off the crossbar. Gillespie. And over the top from Robert Lee. Oh, the crossbar struck at both ends in the second period. And Lee in the end couldn't keep it down. Campbell into Stone. Oh, he's unlucky. Kept his head really well. Didn't go for the power shot, went for subtlety. And it wouldn't come back. Goalkeeper took a good position. 20 minutes left. 2-1 to Newcastle. Everybody back for Nottingham Forest. Ginola. A super ball. What a super pass. Ferdinand waits in the middle. Oh, and it's on the roof. A magnificent crossfield ball. And this is how the cross in the end wasn't used, but it was enough to worry Crossley. Little. Seen by Albert. On for Ferdinand. Beautifully timed. Ferdinand with a chance to settle it. Good save. Beardsley. Too hurried. And even with all his experience, he had more time than he realised. It was another magnificent ball by Ginola. And Crossley stood up well, blocked well. And the glory shot was from Beardsley. Albert, injection of pace. Ginola, he was a spectator for a while, now involved. Beardsley. Lee. Collected the return well. Quality goal. Wonderful goal. Dragging the ball to where he wanted it to be. And it's 3-1 to the home side. And the biggest smile of the day on the face of Robert Lee. Good return, but look how well he works this. Second goal in the match for Robert Lee. He started it, got the return. Slightly behind him, but he dragged it forward to be just where the left foot wanted it. Steve Watson comes on for Newcastle. It's Gillespie who's been replaced. And Paul McGregor is on for Forest in place of David Phillips. Attempt by McGregor. The man who got the decisive goal which knocked out Lyon. He's taken Forest on to a journey to Munich to play Bayern. Stuart Pearce, good strike. It's never going to bother him, but even so. And the cry goes up. We're going to win the league. Can't hear anybody arguing. It's only the halfway point, but it's been a hugely impressive first half of the season for Newcastle United. Ferdinand Beardsley! Oh, he's had the chance on a number of occasions this afternoon to get number 100. Well denied by Crossley. Peacock remains up in the 6-yard box. Pearce of England beats Lee of England. But Robert Lee has scored 2 of the goals by which Newcastle have made it 10 wins out of 10. He got the first and the third, with the Frenchman David Ginola getting the second after Wone put the match on an edge at 1-1, and it remained on that edge even at 2-1 until Lee scored his second in the 75th minute. Really a lovely match to watch, graced by this man. They gave us an early Christmas present. Final score at the end of a thoroughly entertaining afternoon is Newcastle United 3, Nottingham Forest 1, and both teams contributed to their entertainment hugely.
I thought Forest today played as well as any team has this season here, and at 1-1 could have gone either way, but Mr. Ginola popped up, and then we started to open them up a little bit as they came out looking for an equaliser. We missed some good chances.
Now, I know that the manager has talked about people looking for Newcastle to slip, but you're not going to, are you?
No, I mean, I don't think so. I think this year we got the players. We look a lot stronger than we did last year, and provided we can stay clear of injuries and keep Les fit and Peter fit, then I can't see us toppling at all.
I can safely say if we put the second half of the season the same as the first, we will be champions, but very easily said, hard to do. We've showed all the qualities you need to be champions of this country, but we've got to do it for another, 4 months now, another 19 games. We've also got some tough cup matches coming up, which mustn't sidetrack us, you know, and yet we must want to win. We've got a big squad here, and everybody wants to get in, and the competition's fierce. And I would have thought in the new year we'll sign 1 or 2 players, especially with the change in the rules now.
Is he trying to frighten the opposition, do you think?
He's frightening his own players there, because Robert Lee was saying with the players we've got now we should do it, but Keegan's saying otherwise. What really impressed me today, though, was the versatility. In the first half, they played a system that they've not been playing. They played 3 at the back because they brought Albert back on the left-hand side, and actually played Peter Beardsley, of all people, as left-back, or the new wing-back position, pushing forward. and it shows his sort of adaptability. And Ginola was playing behind Les Ferdinand up front. In the second half, they changed things round back to their old system, and Ginola went back onto the left wing, and Peter Beardsley's more familiar position just behind Les Ferdinand. But the truth is, whatever position he played, whatever system they played, Ginola played just as well in both of them. He was sensational today. We pick it up there, Beardsley on that left-hand position, knocks it into him. And just the close control and the skill and the balance as well. Des Little's all over him there. But you see coming up here a lovely Cruyff turn. And then he gets away. But without looking up, he seems to know that Robert Lee's just inside him, and then just flicks it up. He doesn't look, but he just seems to know he's there. And a lovely strike from Lee. Ball bending away from Crossley, who perhaps was fooled by the bend because his footwork wasn't great. Here's another example. Picks it up, jigs one way, goes between the two of them, and then gets it back. Now he's juggling it. 3, he kept it up, that's his record apparently. And then he knocks another cross in. He knocked crosses in all day. Nobody quite's got on the end of this one. Here we go. Here we're picking him up again on the touchline, drags it back, and put a circle around Les Ferdinand there. He's in a great position to receive the ball, knows what Ginola's going to do, spins behind the defender. Great ball, but sort of some Les is finishing up today, this. He sort of waited, should have perhaps hit it with his left, perhaps took it on, did neither.
If he's got a problem, though, opposition fans, Ginola, think that he's got a suspect centre of balance, don't they? Keep falling over.
Yeah, that's a polite way of putting it. Yes, he does like to take a little bit of a dive when I think he knows he's not going to get the ball, but, I mean, watch the skill for a start. This is the good bit, that Cruyff turn again. Knocks it one side and goes the other, realises he's perhaps not going to get it, and he will go down quickly. But to be honest, it's really a cultural difference, because we're the only country in the world that looks down on people, that despise this sort of behaviour. On the continent, it's deemed as part of the game, and he'll get some stick from it, but he won't really understand why, because that's basically the done thing in other parts of the world.
Yeah, you can understand our fans not liking it too much, though, can't you?
Yeah, it's a British thing. We don't like that sort of thing. We're not accustomed to it. It's cultural.
Well, in the 68 years since Newcastle were last champions, Liverpool and Arsenal have won the title 24 times. And as this season reached its halfway stage today, they were both once again among the top 6 clubs in the league. Can Liverpool or Arsenal yet mount a title challenge? Today's game at Anfield could provide the answer. The commentator is Clive Tilsley.
20 years of age and already a proven match winner. Just ask Arsenal, because in this match last season, Robbie Fowler beat them with a 5-minute hat-trick. A couple more against Manchester United last weekend, took his premiership total to 50. He's a big occasion player with a big future. For the present, Liverpool are without Rush, Redknapp, Babb and Ruddock, all injured. It's the same lineup that sparkled against United last Sunday. Michael Thomas, looking to secure a lasting future with Liverpool, faces the club for whom he clinched the championship on this ground in 1989. Tony Adams and Steve Bold missed the reunion, though. Both are suspended. Martin Keown and Andy Linnigan will try to fill the gap. Ray Parlour is back, and in the absence of the injured Dennis Bergkamp, so is his fellow countryman Glenn Helder. Anfield has happy memories for him too. He was in the Dutch team that beat Ireland here 10 days ago. Keith Cooper has managed to dodge the shopping expedition for the start of the Christmas rush. The first of 4 matches in 9 days. In Liverpool's case, 4 matches against teams in the top half of the table. Keown up above Collymore. McManaman. And here is Stan Collymore. Might get another shot at it yet. Andy Linnigan tied it up. A chance inside of 35 seconds for Stan Collymore. McManaman floated it in, and Collymore really didn't make any sort of contact at all. He hit it against himself. Liverpool will be patient. Thomas. Barnes. Collymore. And still, oh, he could have gone down there. I think Seaman caught him. Keown smuggled it away. Jones had a shot. Thomas. Barnes. Thomas trying to get there, and Keown ran across him, and the referee waves play on. I wonder if the referee would have waved play on if Collymore had gone down, though. Because when Collymore committed David Seaman here, I'm not sure the keeper didn't just get a touch there. Maybe not. Just got away with it. Fowler's got it, and he was yanked to the ground by Keown. Liverpool kept the ball momentarily. Right. Merson is to his right, and he's got a lot of red shirts around him, including Mark Wright, and what's that? That's a penalty. Right on right. Well, it was all his own work. He was completely isolated. Liverpool had defenders to spare, but Mark Wright insisted on trying to make the challenge, and down went Ian Wright. Top end, he's 2 from 3 from the spot this season. Now he's 3 from 4. An Arsenal lead after 7 minutes. A penalty won by Ian Wright, scored by Ian Wright. His first league goal in half a dozen games. Barnes. Fowler, Collymore, and again, good save. Well, he didn't begin to get hold of the first one, but he caught hold of the second one all right. David Seaman had to react quickly. First was a bit embarrassing, the second power-packed. Flick from Parlour. Oh, Merson! Ooh! Well, I'm not quite sure how he found the ball at his feet, but once he did, he had a clear side of the goal. And Paul Merson had a great chance to double Arsenal's money there. Held up. Barnes to McAteer. Rob Jones. Steve McManaman. Stan Collymore. Rob Fowler. He's done it! It's GoldenEye again. Robbie Fowler has equalised. Collymore set him up, and Fowler finished like a natural finisher. Beautifully struck with his right foot. Well, he got a hat-trick against them here last season in no time. He got a last-minute winner at Highbury at the end of last season. Arsenal will be sick of the side of Robbie Fowler. Steve Hartness. Mark Wright. Collymore doing his best to conjure up something out of nothing. Barnes doing likewise. Oh. Screamed over David Seaman's head like a low-flying jet. They played the best part of 5 minutes of stoppage time. It's been a riveting contest. Arsenal, with a lot of application and enthusiasm, have made Liverpool work for every inch of Anfield and made them come from behind. Ian Wright's penalty equalised by Robbie Fowler. 2 very good finishers on the score sheet again. The Arsenal manager, Bruce Rioch, has a good track record at Anfield. Victorious on his last visit with Bolton in an FA Cup replay 3 years ago. He never lost here as a player, and only once as a manager so far. That was in his Middlesbrough days. Barnes, McManaman, here's Collymore. Both of them just lost track of it for a moment, but Keown found it first. Thomas. Body check by Parler. Jensen felt there was an earlier foul there by Collymore. It's McAteer. And now McManaman. Oh. Well, Franz Beckenbauer couldn't have done that in his prime. Jones. Collymore! Well, I'm not sure that's exactly what Andy Linnigan had in mind. I think he was just trying to turn it away at the first time of asking, but he instead just took the pace off the ball and calmly played it away. Fowler looking for Collymore. That's just the kind of ball Stan Collymore loves. Tentative finish. Went for placement, which is not really Stan Collymore's natural style in front of goal. I just felt he was going to leather this one with his left foot. Had to twist and contort his body to get it onto his favoured right foot. Nice pass from Fowler. Jones from McManaman outside of him. Coming inside onto his more natural right foot, trying to play McAteer in. Had a bit of pace about it. Seaman got body behind the ball, but couldn't deal with it cleanly at the first time of asking. McAteer stretching to get there, nevertheless got some power behind the shot. McManaman! It's a rare old sight when he runs at defenders and takes the responsibility himself, Steve McManaman. Yeah, there's a chink in his armour at the moment, maybe, that he doesn't score quite enough goals, but that was on target for a moment, wasn't it? And it just curled away. Well, it's Ray Parler's first senior game since a cartilage operation on the 4th of November. So no surprise that he's lasted only a little short of an hour. Scott Marshall, who's a central defender by trade, is his replacement, making his first Arsenal appearance since the end of the '93 season, although he had a long spell on loan to Sheffield United last season. 22-year-old Scott. It's Robbie Fowler from Collymore's touch, and it's 2-1. The scourge of Arsenal, Robbie Fowler. Born to score. And Scott Marshall, the Arsenal substitute, had been on the field about 10 seconds. It was Linnigan that Fowler got beyond from Collymore's flick on, and the finish again emphatic. Left foot this time, corner of the net again. Amazing to think he started the season on the Liverpool substitutes bench. I'm sure the substitution was a result of Fowler's lack of match fitness, but it couldn't have come at a worse time, because now they've got 3 centre-halves on the field, and they're 2-1 down. Fowler, here goes McManaman, and Fowler again, hat-trick hunting. Not this time, not yet anyway. Terrific movement though, almost bewildering movement. Arsenal couldn't quite keep up with the way the ball was being zipped about. Rather unusual choice of finish from Fowler outside of the left foot. He wouldn't argue with anything he does in front of goal. Thomas. Fancied his chances there for a minute. Fowler. Thomas again. Collymore did well under pressure from Linnigan. Now McAteer. Collymore's cross. But Manaman couldn't quite beat Keogh into the ball. Collymore getting another chance. It's Fowler this time. It's there! Hat-trick last year, hat-trick this year. To Stan Collymore, the assist. To Robbie Fowler, the glory. Well, it took him 4 minutes and 33 seconds last season. It's taken a little longer this time. David Seaman will be disappointed about that. Both hands to it, just beat it into the corner of the net. But Robbie Fowler is slap bang in form. Long way back to North London. One or two of them making an early start. There goes McAteer. Liverpool hungry for more. Away from Winterburn. Fowler. Oh. Seaman got to that one all right. He was heading for the same place though, bottom corner. Doesn't miss the target much, does he? Liverpool do have some ground to make up, but Rush and Ruddock and Babb are back in light training, and they should be available sometime over the Christmas programme. Jamie Redknapp may well have a little longer to wait, but they're certainly well stocked up for the winter. They had a terrific Christmas last season. They won 4 out of 4. They need that kind of run, but they are playing the kind of football which suggests they can produce it. We're at the halfway mark in the championship race, and the course and distance specialists are still very much in the hunt, thanks to a second consecutive hat-trick against Arsenal by Robbie Fowler, whom Roy Evans says may yet figure in the European Championship plans of Terry Venables. He believes he's good enough. Arsenal haven't won a league game for over a month now, 4 points out of the last 15. Bruce Rioch has some missing pieces to find. Robbie Fowler has found a ball for everyone to autograph, and Roy Evans has good players to add to a winning team. It's a formula for a happy new year for Liverpool. Good winners today, 3-1.
Robbie against Arsenal over the last couple of years has been phenomenal. I think a hat-trick in the last 2 home games. That's specific. But I think I must pay a comment to Stan. They get a hand in all 3 goals, and people have said that they can't play together. But they're making it work, and that's the most important thing, down to them.
The gaffers told me to improve my all-round play, and we went through a spell last month where we couldn't score goals, but I thought my all-round play was getting better all the time. So I mean today, I've scored sort of 3 goals, but I thought my play outside the box was better as well.
He's not in the England squad at the moment. He is very young, but you believe that he's good enough to be in Terry Venables' thinking, yes?
Well, they talk about this young Clivert, and he's younger than Robbie. They say he's a world beater. They've always said if you're good enough, you're old enough. I'm sure he's in Terry's mind. I mean, I talk to Terry on a reasonably regular basis, and he's in Terry's mind. But he's got to force his way in, and that's the way to do it with goals.
I think this is a club here that can go on and win a championship this year.
Really?
I do. I think it's they have a capability. They're very strong. They're very mobile. They've got good finishers, good goal scorers. Their control and passing is excellent. And Roy's put together an excellent team, and I think they've got an outstanding chance of being a championship team this year.
And are they a little bit further down the road of transition than Arsenal at the moment?
I would say they're quite a bit further down the road. I think we've got quite a bit of work to do, and now we have to start doing that work.
Well, the clarion call from Merseyside tonight is Robbie Fowler for England, Trevor.
Got a few to dislodge, that's his problem. I mean, Shearer, Ferdinand, Sheringham, Barnby, Beardsley, wherever you look. But he is, I think, as good a finisher as there is in our league. I mean, he's clinical finishing. He had to work very hard, a lot of good, unselfish running this afternoon for about 40 minutes before he had a bit of joy. And that's good to see because, any class striker has to get that space. Here you see him spinning off his marker, it's Linnigan on this occasion, offering himself up, but allowing space then for McManaman then to move and run and sort of release Jones down that left-hand side. Again, you know, when it is played through the middle, and Liverpool do like to go in this area, you've got to then to get out the way. Look at him running, offering himself as a channel, but then giving space for McManaman to switch play later on. And of course, you know, after 40 minutes, he got his reward. Here you see him just sort of wandering, offering himself up between the two Arsenal midfielders. Now, Steve McManaman on the ball, realises he's not going to get it, gets out of the way, makes a space for the ball to go into Collymore, loses his marker and turns and comes back inside. A little backlift. I mean, it was a wonderful strike, really. And really, as well, he is aware that's what's good. He's not just in the penalty area. He made the point himself. He's got to be that little bit more contributing outside the area. Lovely weighted pass there through to Collymore. And again, in the penalty areas, though, where he comes to life. Bad cross by Stan, and this one then, when it comes in, you must wonder where the Arsenal defenders were. Look, 3, 4 of them, but he's just pulled off by a couple of yards and picked his spot, and certainly in the penalty area, he looks so comfortable. You expect him to score.
One man who is in the England frame, obviously, is Steve McManaman, and he absolutely scampers at defenders, doesn't he? He gets them backing up all the time.
Well, he's in the squad. I'd like just to see him play a different role for England, the one he plays for Liverpool, because normally he's out wide, whereas certainly he just has a floating role, go over where you like and pick up the ball. And here he picks it up in the middle, lovely on the half-turn. I do like to see somebody who's on the half-turn, and then he just scampers at defenders. And you just don't like to see somebody running at you like that. He does commit people, and we haven't got enough of that. I mean, Ginola did it, of course, in the previous game, and he is the one player who's happy running with the ball, going at people, and I think, you know, the national side do need somebody like that. But he then darts down the left. He can pick up those wide positions without being stuck out there. I mean, if there is one criticism, as has been said, it's his shooting. I mean, that was one of his better efforts, but he is a bit handbags, a bit like myself in those situations. I thought I'd get him before Gary did. But I think, you know, if he could add that, but I think I would like just to see him in that new sort of role for England, definitely. He's worth a chance there.
So both our main games today producing 4 goals apiece, but they weren't the biggest score in the Premiership.
It's Calypso time in the northeast at the moment, and why not? Since his arrival, Juninho has at times captivated Middlesbrough's fans. He did so today. That exquisite pass to Jan Arge Fjortoft, and the first goal was duly celebrated. Goal number 2 was a minute later. Juninho's willingness to take on defences again opening up the way, but full credit to Neil Cox. His work still had to be done, and that finish would have pleased anyone. The Middlesbrough celebrations, is he riding a horse in full style? Middlesbrough went 3 up on the half hour. Full marks again to Neil Cox, setting up this measured far post cross. And Chris Morris rounded off the move with an excellent header. West Ham did get back into the game in the second half for a moment. Ian Dowie was sent clear, and he looked like scoring himself. But Gary Walsh produced a good stop, only to see Tony Cottee follow up to score easily. Middlesbrough's 4th goal was a very special one for the club's leading scorer last season. It was made by Jamie Pollock, who broke clear down the left. And his pass eventually fell to John Hendry, his first goal of the season, indeed his first game as well. Juninho's copybook display, though, was marred by this encounter between the Brazilian and Julian Dix. Juninho was booked for that, showing that he's not afraid of the hard men. Julian's reaction, well, one of mild amusement, I think. Indeed, Mr. Dix had something to cheer himself, a late consolation goal, driving a 20-yard shot past Gary Walsh. But the talk of Middlesbrough, if not Julian Dix, is about one man, Juninho.
He's something else, yes, and it's a great talent. I mean, and for him to come to this country, I mean, he should fill grounds every week.
After their 6-goal romp last week, Wednesday must have fancied all 3 points against a weakened Southampton. But the Saints, without Le Tissier and Barry Venison, took the lead early on. Neil Shipley's shot hit the foot of the post, and Neil Heaney, following up, really couldn't miss. Wednesday's reply was really a gift. Lee Briscoe's cross was good, but Richard Hall's hand was too obvious for the referee to ignore. Hall's aberration clearly shown from this angle. It certainly didn't worry David Hurst, who fired in the penalty in his customary gentle fashion. Wednesday took the lead 5 minutes into the second half. It wasn't Richard Hall's day, was it? Mark Bright bundled down and penalty number 2 awarded. Hurst again from the penalty, only this time rather lucky. Besant nearly produced a good save. One thing you can guarantee with Wednesday these days is action, and Saints grabbed their equaliser with a controversial penalty. Ian Nolan swept in there, seemed to take the ball. Matthew Oakley was the man who tumbled. Jim Magilton was given the chance to rescue a point for Southampton, a result they'll be reasonably pleased with, and one which underlines that they're still a very difficult side to beat.
Harry Gratian reporting, and no shortage of candidates for December's Goal of the Month. November's competition was won by Tottenham's Teddy Sheringham, the trophy presented to the England striker before today's home game against Bolton by 14-year-old Alistair Stewart from Southampton, who'd correctly forecast the 1-2-3 order. Sheringham had earlier been past fit to play in a Tottenham team which hadn't conceded a goal in their last 5 matches. Bolton, who had £1 million Nathan Blake making his debut after signing this week from Sheffield United, hadn't yet taken a point from 9 away games. The commentator is Gerald Sinstead.
Pulled back and tipped over by Walker. Kurcic taking the corner short, touching it back, and Todd's shot had to be watched all the way by Walker. Armstrong, good acceleration, good cross, Sheringham in there. Teddy Sheringham, there's nothing wrong with his jump here to Armstrong's excellent cross. And again Brannigan is out, but this time against the post from Armstrong. Wilson, Brannigan is back and has kept it out, only just. And the goal is empty, Brannigan is arriving, stops it, only just. Mabbutt up on the line, Rosenthal there causing a problem. As though there was some holding going on. Saved again by Brannigan. Armstrong with the acrobatic bicycle kick, and Brannigan just got a hand too. McGinley bending one. McGinley quickly onto the right foot, bent it well, and only just beat the far post. Calls for handball. Referee's content to give a corner. Good header, and it's gone in now. Looked as though it had been saved once. Brannigan seemed all at sea with it, came back off the post, and Sheringham got the final touch, although it may just have come off a defender on the line. Sheringham will claim it, and it will go down as goal number 15 for the England striker. Oh, Blake. McGinley going into the middle. Comfortable catch. Ian Walker has been very secure again. It's a very good break here by Armstrong, and goal number 2. All the way from Walker. Armstrong quickest to react. Excellent bit of finishing, following in just in case Brannigan left dumbfounded. Tottenham 2, Bolton 0. But now here's a possibility for them. Walker has come out, but he's been beaten. Scott Green pulls Bolton back into the game. Little slip on the edge of the penalty area. Rewarded the fullback for an afternoon of constant marauding. Held off Wilson, and a clever little toe ender over Walker, 2-1. Keep their team on the toes. He's in the middle again now, waiting for a cross, and he's there, and it's 2-2. Bolton right back in the game, thanks to a Tottenham old boy. Gudni Bergson equalises for Bolton Wanderers. McGinley couldn't do it, Bergson could. Roy, that away point's been a long time coming.
It has been, and I thought today, Joe, that possibly we deserved the 3 of them.
Certainly in the first 40 minutes, you look much the better side.
Well, as you say, the first 40 minutes, the last 5 were a little bit hectic, and we've got Brannigan again to thank. He's had a very good game today, but overall the team has played very, very well, and I thought we dominated the first half.
And then at 2-0 down, you look dead and buried.
Yeah, I think that shows the spirit that we've got in the club and the spirit that's in the dressing room. We keep telling people, and they've had a lot of knocks this season, the players, in terms of losing goals late in the game, and in that sense we've lost a lot of points. But I think today has shown the spirit that's in the club, and none more so than Scott Green. He got the important goal, obviously, to put us back into the game.
Whitney Bergson will